Hi guys, and welcome to the Friday Live thing, where myself and Tim decided 15 minutes ago we were going to go live and not tell anyone. Um,
Often the best way because we actually come up with way more interesting shit on the fly.
yeah, we do. Right, so how's your week been, Tim?
Just busy. It's one of those. Easter's a bit of an odd time anyway. People, um, it's just funny. Obviously, it's a weird time, and people's buying habits are very very different at the moment compared to what they'd normally be like. Um, so people are still ordering stuff. It's like Easter Sunday. I think it must have been Sunday. It might have been Monday. I think it was Sunday. We had an absolutely bumper day for absolutely no good reason. I'm like, have people just got to that point where they're just like they're so freaking bored?
One day's just like another.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm deliberately trying to keep weekends as weekends,
yeah.
but try and keep some sort of continuity. But it's difficult. I'm getting more messages at the weekend now than I do during the week. So
It's weird. It's just trying to sort of figure out what the new normal is, because normally what would happen is, like, say for today, Friday, okay, it's normally one of our quietest days of the week. It's either Friday or Saturday is generally the quietest day of the week, because on a normal day, what would happen is, or a normal week, is people get to Friday and they go, well, if I order today, it's not going to be shipped until Monday, and I'm not going to see it until next week. So I'll wait until next week before ordering, kind of thing. Well, that's our thoughts behind the reason why Friday or Saturday is quieter. But obviously, that's been totally thrown out the water because shipping is taking longer anyway. So people are just committing to buying stuff. And this morning, as like, my phone's been dinging away like mad thing with new sales. So it's just a bit weird at the moment. And obviously, like, e-commerce in general has seen a bit of a bump. Depends on which part of e-commerce you're in, but certain e-commerce industries are seeing a good bump at the moment, and supplements certainly is one of those. Which is, we've said it before. It's nice to have to be able to ride that wave a little bit. But yeah,
maybe you should give Donald Trump sort of 50 million or something to just say the cure for coronavirus is lean greens.
Well, there you go.
He's doing it for every other company he owns shares in. Give them some shares.
Dear, no, I'm not giving him.
Anyway, after saying that and now getting the Secret Service knocking on my door in a minute. Well, my week has been absolutely crap. My bike got stolen, so burglars are obviously social distancing, but they're still going out. Because obviously all our front walls were knocked down, and they still haven't gone up because the builders aren't here, because they're still off. So what I was told was 4 weeks is now getting to almost a year.
Jesus,
almost a year we've had no front walls, right? And it's terrible. So manana. My Mac, which you can now see, is a basic paperweight.
Oh, no.
Just blew up the other day, stopped working. It stopped working between the time I downloaded a load of really important stuff and backed it up at night. Seriously, I have got some really important, a list of about 10,000 people in there, right? That was meant to be backed up, so this is why I downloaded it. But it actually blew up between the time I downloaded it and the time I started the backup. I mean, how good's that? So yeah, I've got to go and get that fixed. So I'm working on a little MacBook Air at the moment. So yeah.
Oh, is that why the screen's flickering a little bit?
Is it? I don't know.
I don't know whether it's you, but yeah, lovely.
That's it. That's what I'm working on now. It's always good to have a spare Mac, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know why it's flickering. It could be, I don't know. No, probably a camera. So yeah, I had a pretty shit week. So today we want to talk about a couple of things.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to talk about how Amazon has literally taken all their affiliates, lined them up against the wall, and went along, kicking them all in the nuts. All right. Literally, that's what it's like.
I think they've actually butt fucked them all, honestly.
On the week that Jeff Bezos increased his fortune by 45 billion, wasn't it, in 1 week, right? They decided to literally take their affiliate rates and slash them to the bone.
So to give you an idea, one of the category that I'm in, so health and beauty or health and whatever it is, normally the affiliate, there we go. The affiliate rate is normally, it's probably my screen then. Normally the affiliate rate is 4.5%. So like, you know, if somebody refers somebody to Amazon to go buy my product, you know, they get 4.5%. Whoopie doo. They've slashed that down to now 1%. 1%. They've taken some of the bigger earning ones, like I think it was like the electronics and stuff like that, which was 8%. They've slashed that down to 3%. And the only thing I can imagine is that they had a complete and utter brain fade in Amazon HQ this week, and they went, do you know what would be a good idea? When everybody's like paychecks have been like slashed, like, or completely non-existent, what we're going to do now is we're just going to halve the affiliate rate that we're going to pay everybody anyway. So it's just like they have obviously no moral compass or no sort of like self-awareness of what's going on in the world. You know,
the trouble is they don't need affiliates now.
Their stock price is ridiculous. It's like it's gone up by 8% in the last month.
They have no need for affiliates, and they're making that perfectly clear because everyone goes, "I'll go to Amazon." Okay, so what's going to happen? A lot of review sites will start to disappear.
I don't know whether they'll disappear. It will. And here's what I hope is that people realize that Amazon's not paying their bills anymore, so that they'll go and find like the direct like retailers like myself who have our own affiliate program, and then they'll earn their 13%. My 13% affiliate commission now feels like, sweet Jesus, that's like an incredibly powerful, a high rate of return. And like Amazon, they get like a fantastic conversion rate, but if you're only earning 1%, you've got to have a ridiculously high conversion rate to justify, you know, the traffic that you're working so hard to get on your review site. So I think there's a bunch of different fallouts from this. Amazon seems to be like pissing off everybody at the moment, literally everybody. Everybody from the
French government. I'm moving to France to thank the French government for what they did to Amazon this week.
Well, that's the thing. The French, if you don't know, France basically enacted this whole thing that they weren't allowing non-essential items to be delivered to households. And
that's like WWE wrestlers.
Yeah. Oh dear.
If you haven't seen, WWE is supposed to be an essential business.
Unbelievable. So but France are fining companies, or going to start fining companies like Amazon like £1 million a week or something for shipping, you know, non-essential items. I think it's good that they're doing that in some respects, but there's the other side to it as well, which is the retailers, the sellers, the merchants. Obviously, a month ago, they all got their feet taken away from them by Amazon by basically them saying, we're not taking any more of your stock in and we're not going to ship any of it out because it's non-essential items, or we're pushing out the delivery date for a month, which is only going to get probably extended again and again and again. You know, this whole thing with the affiliates is, you know, the other side of their business, of where their traffic's come from. They've just gone, do you know what? We don't care. We're just going to, you know, slash your rates. We don't need to pay that. We know we can get like the people coming to Amazon. We don't need it. Our stock prices are strong, and we're essentially what they've done is halved their affiliate bill, or more. So obviously their value is going to be even higher now. So, but yeah, the richest company in the world has now just got even more richer. So I think it's interesting times, because I think there will be. I was watching a video yesterday from I think it's the Income School. They do some really great videos on YouTube and stuff, and they were talking about this very subject. And they're basically telling all of their members, basically en masse, to just remove every Amazon affiliate link from their sites, because it's not worth it to have it on there, and two, it'll butt fuck like Amazon.
I mean, the other thing you can do, I mean, even as a protest, and I never thought I'd say this, stick some AdSense on there.
Yeah.
Make Amazon pay for their own traffic.
Yep.
But you'll still get the same adverts on there. So if people are going to click, they'll click.
Well, that's the thing. With AdSense,
the other thing I was going to say, we've got, if you're in the, I mean, if you're affected by this and you're in the foundation, if you go to the marketplace, one of our guys, Mark Ramos, actually sources products from China. Okay, so he'll obviously know what the situation is now. So if you've got an e-com business or you were relying on Amazon, it may well be worthwhile looking at, okay, I was selling cat leads or cat harnesses. Let's see if I can find a supplier for cat harnesses and keep 100 in stock, or keep 20 in stock, and as you sell them, order more or whatever. There must be some way of doing it.
I think arguably AdSense is a better deal now than an Amazon affiliate link. Yeah. If you think about it, it's like
I've actually got, yesterday I got my first ever email in about 5 years from AdSense saying, hey, we've changed a lot of things, come back and check. They're automatically testing the AdSense ads for you now, and they're running an algorithm and converting it on the fly. So I assume if they know somebody normally clicks on banner ads at the top, they will show them that. If they know they normally click on little square ads on the sidebar, they'll show them that. So it's probably still not going to be any good, but I mean, I think as a matter of protest, I'd do that. Yeah. But imagine, right? Just imagine you paid out like $500,000 for an Amazon site now. Oh, and there's a lot of people. If you look at the number of sales recently on Amazon sites, it's been going through the ceiling.
Yeah.
So, however bad you think your little review sites suddenly got, there's people way worse than you. Okay, you lost a little bit of value, but you can make up. There are ways of changing things. There are affiliate programs like ClickBank. If you've got a pet site, there are loads of pet programs on there. If you've got a health site, you've got loads of health affiliate programs. You can find something, replace it with something. Whole Foods, go to Whole Foods, see if they've got an affiliate program. If you're selling food related stuff. Okay, no, Whole Foods is actually owned by Amazon, isn't it? Forget that. No, actually, you could actually put that on the end of most sentences. Is owned by Amazon. So, but there is a kickback coming. The governments, a lot of governments are looking at Amazon very closely at the moment, as well as Facebook. But I think Amazon would be, because there's companies going bankrupt in these countries that pay taxes directly down to competition from Amazon. Yes. And Amazon usually don't pay much tax in any of those countries. So, yeah, interesting.
Yeah. I think, it's one of the other things Mark and I have been discussing this week is keeping an eye out for assets and for businesses that are going bankrupt at the moment, or that they're like basically, they're deciding to stop operating. There'll be plenty of assets or the ability to pick up assets cheaply over the coming months where companies do go bankrupt, whether it's warehouse clearances, stock clearance, staff, that kind of thing. So keep an eye out, because, and certainly even websites as well. There might be some incredible resources, some incredible websites for sale that are for sale cheaply, because their entire business model of selling stuff through Amazon and affiliate sales through Amazon has plummeted. And you could probably pick up a very decent site that you can then flip or twist to
use it for lead generation. So, for example, in Tim's case, he can go and look for health-related sites. It doesn't have to be about supplements. Any health-related site, he can pick up, as long as it's ranking and getting organic traffic, he can put his own links on there.
Yep.
So
there is certainly worthwhile looking at. It's something that I've looked at a fair amount over the last couple of months anyway. Not really talked about too much, but it's one of those, it's kind of always there. I'm always looking for the right opportunity, the right website kind of thing. So, you know, if anybody comes across something and, you know, that's for sale, then, and it's a site that gets traffic, that's the interesting thing for me. I want the traffic. I want to own the traffic. So, you know, there's plenty of those opportunities out there, and obviously look for your own industry as well. So, but yeah, check out, you know, see what assets you can pick up on the cheap, because if you've got some cash, and there'll be plenty of them, plenty of companies going out of business over the next couple of months. Sounds really brutal, but ultimately this is how ultimately business works on a normal situation anyway, is that companies, you know, go out of business all the time. It's just that now it's accelerated a little bit because of the current situation, because it's been managed badly, although they haven't got the cash flow to be able to see them through for the next couple of months, and they have decided to shut the doors. And, you know, the assets will be still available to buy, and you can buy them on the cheap. So
it's quite interesting, because I've seen this week, I mean, there is a lot of opportunity out there. I mean, if you can run Facebook ads, okay, you can just approach some of your local businesses, some of the restaurants that are shut. Say, look, I know you're shut, you're not going to get any customers at the moment, but, you know, for $10, $20 a day, we can start getting you, like, building up your page, so that when it's ready, when you can run an advertising campaign and get people back quickly, and do a deal. I've actually done a deal this week for when the stuff finishes. When things get back to normal, I've got a 1 day a job week, or 1 day a week job. Like, not going to be a proper job. I'm still going to do it from the office, but I'm going to get paid for doing what I do anyway.
Yeah.
So a couple of those would be quite nice. So yeah, there is lots of opportunities out there. I mean, I was actually quite shocked at what's around at the moment.
There's still plenty of people who intend on running a business come the other side. But they're, you know, they want to be able to take that opportunity, you know, take the opportunity now whilst the traffic is cheap, and like the attention is cheaper, to, you know, build up your own audiences or build up an audience for another business. And then when that business restarts, it's kind of like going, well, I've got the audience. How about I sell you access to my audience? You know, those kind of opportunities are really, really interesting. So, you know,
it's 2 to 3 weeks. I'm running just two ads, and there's not one call to action in any of them. And all it's doing is just building my audience up. In fact, I was telling Tim earlier, what I've done between my bike getting stolen and my Mac blowing up this week, great week. I literally sat there for about an hour and a half just staring at my ad account. Okay, looking at all the customer audiences I had, all the ads I was running, all the campaigns I did in the past, and looking at how I can improve them. But literally just staring at them. Okay, what would happen if I did this? What would happen if that? Just trying to extrapolate information. And the first thing I came up with, which was blindingly obvious, I don't know why I never saw it before, was we've always been taught to have a pixel for every site. So on the Lifestyle Marketer, I have a pixel. On Serious Marketers Only, I have a pixel. On our training site, I have a pixel. Okay, what I've done, what that means is I've got 3 relatively small audiences, which doesn't give Facebook any leverage. Okay, well, if I run an ad to that, Facebook hasn't got a clue or hasn't got enough data. So what I've done is I've literally just this morning created a pixel called Serious Marketers Only Brand Pixel, and it's now gone on every site that I've got. So hopefully by the end of the week, this is what I'm hoping, by the end of the week, when I go into one of my pixels, 8 of them will say 0 and 1 of them will say 5,000. That's what I'm working on, just one brand pixel. If I've got any of our other brands, which I'm going to boot out anyway, they would get another pixel. But just get one pixel, guys, seriously. and then you've got a decent sized audience you can start to work with. And what I'm doing with this audience now is I'm going to literally run warm traffic to it because they've encountered us at some point. And then I'm going to run cold ads to people who have don't everywhere around the world, or just UK or just America, it doesn't matter where. But if they don't have that pixel, they're getting ads. And when they get that, when they see some of our stuff for more than 30 seconds, 10 seconds, 25% of a video, then they're going on to another pixel, which is a warm pixel, part of the branding pixel. And then we're just going to market to the people who have a warm pixel. So nobody who isn't aware of the brand will ever see an offer from us going forward.
So one thing I would suggest with your pixels and with Facebook ad accounts is make sure you've got 2 ad accounts that are that the one pixel is connected to. So like you create your normal ad account that you run ads through that's linked to that one pixel. I would create a second ad account that's connected to the same pixel, so that pixel, the second ad account, the spare ad account, is kind of there as a backup, just in case the primary ad account gets ditched. But what happens is you've not lost all of the pixel data when that first ad account dies, if it does die. So definitely have 2 ad accounts. My one suggestion with that second ad account is you have at least 1 ad campaign running at all times on there, because otherwise Facebook will go, well, this is not being used, there's nothing being built through it, we're just going to shut it down for you.
What I do with that is once a month, I'll find one of my best performing posts and I'll boost it through that spare ad account.
Yeah.
I'll just run $1 a day. Doesn't matter, $5 over the space of 5 days, boosting a post. So every month there is a $5 payment going to Facebook for that spare ad account.
So we have on our spare ad account, we have 1 campaign running, and it's a birthday campaign. And what it does is it only shows this one particular ad to anybody who likes our Facebook page, whose birthday is coming up in the next week. And what it is, it's like something really weird. It's a picture of, like, I don't know, Snow White or something like that, blowing candles out, and it's like, this is the week you get to eat all the cake. That would only work if people are like Dave Toomey and have their date of birth on the 1st of January, right? Because he didn't bother changing it. So every year I go into his account, and it's hundreds of people wishing Dave happy birthday. I just laugh every year. So so we just run that 1 ad, and it just ticks away, and because it gets a lot of engagement, because people see it and they go, oh, that's cool, they wish me happy birthday, or they give me an excuse to eat all the cake and all this kind of thing, which is great. And people just so it gets lots of engagement, so the ad keeps on going and going and going. I think I spend probably less than $5 a week on it. So spare ad account within the business manager account, or within the business manager, or spare
business manager within the business
manager account. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing nefarious about this. It's not like having completely different address and different cards and stuff like that. It's just a second ad account.
Yeah.
Because Facebook, they will if you have problems, they'll ban an ad account or give you a 30-day timeout on a single ad account. It's only when you really, really push them really hard, they'll just literally ban you from advertising forever.
Yeah. And I think
Sue just appeared.
I did see that, yeah.
Hi, Peter.
No, so the second ad account is just common sense. I think it's just a smart thing to do. Because you can have a second business manager account if you want, but you'd have to really, really screw up to get that banned as well. You'd have to not take any notice of any of the T's and C's and TOS of like Facebook ads to have that as an issue. Touch wood, still haven't had a Facebook ad account banned, so I shouldn't say things like that.
Oh, I have. I got mine back though.
But no, it's a when with the pixel thing, it's super important because we spend so much time. I hate using the word seasoning the pixel because there's no such thing as seasoning a pixel. It's just you're building up, like the pixel's building up information about the people that visit your site, and it's like it just takes a long time to get started again if you're starting from a completely fresh pixel.
And always remember, if you're doing conversion campaigns, you need 50 conversions a week before Facebook's algorithm actually wakes up. So I mean, if you can't do those conversions, if your budget is so small that you're not going to do 50 conversions a week. So if a conversion's costing you $1, which it won't, it will cost you probably $3. But if it's costing you $1, you've got to have an ad budget of at least $50 that week to get those conversions. So if you haven't got that, then run engagement and use the wording on the ad to get people to go to.
One of the interesting things with a conversion campaign, though, is that you get to choose the conversion, the thing that's the conversion metric. Yeah, so like a lot of people say, oh yeah, well, I don't run conversion campaigns because I don't make 50 sales a week. Well, actually, you can still run a conversion campaign, but the conversion is somebody visiting a page. And you can, as long as you can get 50 people clicking the link and visiting your page, that's deemed a conversion. So, you set your conversion event to being the thing that you're most likely to reach 50 conversions a week with. So if you're on a super low budget, you would, say, for example, you're just doing a $5 a day campaign, or even less, set the visit to a landing page being the conversion event that you're optimizing for, not an actual lead or a sale. So you can still run them. It's just that you've just got to be sort of aware of what a conversion actually is. One thing I was going to say about Facebook, whilst you're going on about Facebook pixels and all that kind of stuff.
I've got one thing to say about Facebook.
Go on.
I switched to the new desktop layout they've got. I switched straight back. Can't find anything. Can't get into my ads manager from the new layout. I can get into it, and I can actually get into the spare ad account, right? But not my main ad account. So I had to switch back.
I don't know what Facebook one I'm on at the moment, but it's just they change it all the time. So it's just part of the game, isn't it?
So what you can say something nice about them?
No, it wasn't really nice
exactly.
about them.
No, that's enough then.
No. I'm just been playing around with a lot of different stuff this week on Facebook ads and getting utterly frustrated by it. One of the things I've been finding is actually my lookalike audience results have been getting worse and worse and worse. So like when I run a campaign to my lookalike audiences rather than anything else, it's like traditionally they should be your best performing campaigns and your best performing interest groups, if you like. And they've just got progressively worse and worse for whatever reason. Who knows why? So what I decided to do is start looking at more of the interests that are available. And there's some interesting interests. There you go. There's some interesting interests which I found. And it's something which I didn't really realize, but I sell a turmeric product. Okay. I actually did a search on like the audience insights thing, and there is an interest that you can target for turmeric. And maybe I'm just like, so far behind on this, and this has been available for years and years and years. But I started running a campaign for our turmeric product to people who are interested in turmeric. Funny enough, people are buying from it.
But that's part of the problem with Facebook. Is there's so many interests there, you can't find them. They need some sort of catalog of interests. That's better than just a list that drops down, because there you go. That's a product for somebody. Data mine all Facebook's categories and interests, and put them somewhere we can find them.
But also with an audience, like how big an audience that would create for you, because in the UK, for example, there's some interests that are fantastic, but in America they're rubbish, and vice versa. So, you know, obviously I've been targeting for, like, you know, a friend of ours who runs a local restaurant, cafe, hotel for mountain bikers. Mountain biking, great interest group, you know, and it works really, really well. You can get likes for, like, now it's about 3 pence a like to get, which to build your page audience. You know, run your like campaign and get likes for 3 pence a like. That's ridiculous. But that's what's available at the moment. Is that, you know,
I tagged you earlier in the week in a post in the foundation.
All right, okay.
One of the guys was getting $1.25 likes, so I said that's not right. Messaged him. Well, Tim will have a look at it for you.
Well,
so
that's the thing.
A problem there.
If I right now, within the health and fitness and nutrition world, I'm getting, in the UK, I'm getting 30 pence likes. You know, compared to 3-4 months ago, it was more like 50-60 pence a like. And I'm quite happy paying 50-60 pence a like, because it just ticks away and I don't really think about it too much. It's just building my audience bit by bit by bit. But at 30 pence a like, my God, it's absolutely crushing it. So, you know, there's plenty of cheap audience building capability out there. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, cool. That's interesting. So look at that last comment that just came in.
I know. I'm bemused by that comment. Maybe it's a YouTube bot. Who knows? If you're not a YouTube bot,
stating the bloody obvious bot.
State the bloody obvious bot. If you are a YouTube bot, obviously,
if you're not a YouTube bot, don't worry. This is just our sense of humour.
So appreciate it. We've actually got people on this call this morning, which is when Mark says, "Oh, we'll go live in 15 minutes," and nobody will come on.
Only because I could only schedule it for 15 minutes. I couldn't actually schedule it. No, 20 minutes is the minimum time you can schedule it, which is why we did this sort of 11. Yeah, I just thought we'd do it and see what happened. Thanks for coming on, guys.
So, what else has been happening in everybody else's world? Obviously, we've got a few folk on here. So, tell us what's going on in your world. What's new? What's working? Because
I mean, if for anybody listening, you're wondering what to do next week with your online business, I would say what we were saying earlier: work out how to start building your audience lists. Bear in mind, an audience isn't just an email list. It can be anything. It can be pixel lists. It can be messenger lists. Just start building those for when things go back to normal, whenever that is.
So I did it last week. Obviously, we missed our call last week, so we were MIA.
We could, but look, I mean, I was properly pissed off, right? I was, last week was the worst. I really struggled. I had no motivation whatsoever. So I just took 4 days off. I took Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off, and I came back. I was fine. But I mean, last week it was a grind. I scheduled something.
It's interesting though. It's like I look around our village where I live, and it's like nobody
in our village, which tells you one thing.
I'm like, am I the only person working in this whole freaking valley? And that's what it feels like. I go to my office like 10 minutes down the road, and there was nobody in the whole like business park that I got my office in. So it does, it's demotivating when you think, shit, nobody else is working. Why should I be fucking working?
I honestly think, I'm convinced I'm going to forget how to drive a car. I've not been outside the front door in over 4 weeks now. Alison went shopping, goes shopping once a week, right? Got stopped by the police again to ask her where she was going. I mean, they stop her almost every week. She gets stopped. Go, where are you going? I'm going shopping. Where are you going shopping? I'm going to Aldi, Mercadona, and Supersol.
So last week, while we were missing in action, I did actually do a webinar for the Amazon group that I'm a member of, and I did a whole webinar on email marketing. I'm going to see if I can get the copy of the video for that, because upgrading my gardening construction skills. No, so there's been a so our bot is doing great things.
I think actually, I think there must be a conversation going on the live somewhere.
Oh right, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So no, I did a whole presentation of about an hour and 10, an hour and 15 minutes on email marketing, and it's interesting. There's certainly a lot of online businesses, Amazon sellers, who have never built an email list. So if you have the skills and knowledge of how to build a list, there are plenty of Amazon sellers out there who have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea about email marketing at all. And it was kind of almost like I was talking Swahili to them, because it's something that was totally alien to them to communicate with their customers. So if you're looking for an opportunity, if you're looking for a business opportunity to jump into, if you're an email marketer or if you're good at getting leads or buying leads, it's like, the Amazon sellers lot are desperate. They're in dire straits at the moment because most of them have, like, Amazon's taken their business away from them. So it's there's an option for you if you're sat there thinking, oh, I want to do something, I want to diversify, I want to do something different. If you've got even vague nouns about email marketing, which hopefully if you've been part of our group for long enough, you've at least got the basics of actually how to build a list and how to communicate with your audience. And that's all I was talking to them about, was how to build a list and how to communicate. And a lot of them are saying it's a concept that's completely alien to them. So definitely worthwhile getting into.
Funny, Donald said that his wife's been doing the garden. The only person in Spain who's been working is our bloody gardener, and he insists on 8 o'clock in the morning starting his strimmer or his lawnmower 3 times a week. I mean, that man, he hates me because he always starts outside our place. But yeah.
I think
garden.
I think everybody's sleeping in until like 10:30 every morning now in our village. It's like a ghost town. It's really bizarre. And there's me trotting off to my office in the morning at 9 o'clock in the morning, like a good boy.
Try to avoid one of the 2 policemen in the valley.
Oh, that's it. It's like, well, you can go down one side of the river or the other side of the river, and like generally they only drive down the main road. So if you go down the back road, they'll never see you.
Right. Anybody got any questions that we can, but not related to gardening or cooking?
Please, okay. Yeah.
I'll tell you, if anyone got any tips for hairdressing, look at it. I mean, I can get a top knot. Look.
Don't do a top knot. Do you know what? I was watching an Ezra Firestone video. I was watching an Ezra Firestone video. Ezra Firestone, if you don't know Ezra's like really super smart when it comes to e-commerce, email marketing, direct consumer brand stuff, branding, brand building, all that kind of stuff. Brilliant guy. And he's always done like the whole like man bun thing. Anyway, so watching a video, I know, man bun, it just doesn't work.
You're just jealous, Tim.
I know. Anyway,
if you did a man bun, it would be a donut on the top of your head.
Anyway, I was watching a video the other day, and I turned around to Sam, and I was like, has he got bunches? And he basically plaited his I'm like, oh my God, Ezra. It's like, how is your wife letting you get on camera with bunches?
Weird, man.
Oh, dear.
Right, so I'm just going to play my hair for half an hour. What are you doing for the rest of the day?
I've got a phone call with somebody a little bit later to do with looking at running some of my ad campaigns for me.
Good question there. What apps do you recommend for promotion? Right, so I love Promo Republic. Okay, I was using Content Cal and I really like that, and it was about $47 a month. I got on AppSumo. I got Promo Republic for $39, $49 lifetime, and it's brilliant because I can do graphics inside there. I don't have to go out to do my graphics. I can do it in there. I can schedule things. I can see which posts have been getting the most amount of engagement, so I can then reschedule them. Now, I will say I haven't been using it for the last 2 weeks when I've been having my meltdown. Yeah, I reckon I was channeling Paul Mort last week. But yeah, so Promo Republic I like. What else do I use for scheduling? I use Hootsuite.
We use Zoho Social.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah, I use Hootsuite because I'm still on the legacy plan that's sort of $7 a month. And what I do with that, I mean, I don't post a lot, but I monitor. I use Hootsuite for monitoring because you've got feeds of stuff coming in. So I've got my Twitter feed on there, so I can see if anyone messaging me. I've got other people's Twitter feeds. So I've got various marketers' feeds. So if somebody, and not well-known marketers as well, that's a good tip. If you get a feed of somebody who's not well-known but posts good stuff, you get lots of ideas for content.
Things are that bad if you're chatting to Morty.
No, I didn't chat to him. I just had a breakdown, like an old school Morty breakdown last week. There is, if anybody's in SMO Pro at the moment, I posted a link today for a tool that watches for upcoming trends. It's something like Exploding Trends or something. If you're in there now, can you do a quick post of it?
Exploding Topics.
Explodingtopics.com. There you go. Yeah, explodingtopics.com. I went in there today, set it for 1 week, not too much decent data. Set it for a year, loads of decent data. Set it for 3 months, good data. So you see which topics are up and coming. And it gives you an idea of what you can focus on going forward. I just had a quick look through it, and when I set it to 3 months, lots of ideas for affiliate promotions. I saw all the. I set my section, my category to marketing, and a lot of marketing products that were getting talked about or starting to get talked about were coming up. So, do you use hashtags to build content? If I remember, yes. I would use it. I use hashtags on Twitter because that's basically how people search on Twitter for hashtags. I'll use some on Instagram, but I don't understand Instagram. I'm useless at Instagram. But I will add 4 or 5 like content marketing, right? That's it. Oh, that was one of the trends. Nano influencers. Hey, Peter, if you're still there, there's your new product. Nano influencers. It's people with between 1,000 and 10,000 followers on Instagram. Now, I immediately thought, oh, that's interesting, because that's a great little target niche, right? How to become a nano influencer. So it's basically like, how to build a small list that converts. So that's a really interesting topic. If I understood Instagram, I'd be on that like a ton of bricks. Sorry, we're getting hashtags. Facebook, I don't bother using hashtags. I might do it on a video to help Facebook identify the video, but not for humans. So yeah, and on YouTube, I don't use hashtags, but I do use categories, not categories, tags. I use a lot of tags on YouTube. So
do you know who I wouldn't want to be right now?
Who?
A travel influencer.
Because they got no influence. Well, no, they've actually probably got way more influence than anything, because people will be looking for ideas when stuff finished, but for actually selling stuff, no chance. Yeah, I mean, there are some people who are really going to struggle, and some people who are going to come out of this a lot stronger. And that's what we're trying to do now. We're trying to get as many of our members to actually get their finger out and actually like use this as the opportunity it is. As Tim was saying, look for buying cheap sites now. Look at how you can use them for lead generation, building audiences.
I think this. I think about 4 weeks ago on this call, like the one thing that I'm asking myself and I'm asking the people in our office like to be aware of in the next month or so is what are the things that people are going to want and need as we're coming out of this. What's the thing that's going to be, what's their pain point going to be at that time? Because people will be going back to work. They'll feel like they've got some more money to hand as well. It's that whole, going to where the puck is going to be rather than where it is now kind of thing. But it's just being a little bit more aware of seeing the trends of where people are going to be in pain in the next 3-4 weeks or 8 weeks or whatever the timeline is going to be for this whole thing. And people are kind of getting a bit sort of like, oh, well, should I be taking this time as an opportunity and all this kind of stuff? And it's, well, somebody has to. And it's not about sucking the life soul out of the world by maximizing the opportunity because people are in pain. It's just being aware that people are going to be looking for solutions to stuff, but just be the provider for that solution, for that particular pain point. Sorry, really look at it from that perspective, and that's what we do as entrepreneurs, as we're looking for opportunities. So,
if you know people who are good with money, creating a course or training now on how to manage your money. Because people are going to need to manage things. They're going to have to pay at a certain point. They have to start paying their bills again if they're not still paying them, and they're going to have to budget and work out how to budget. If you can start helping people with stuff like that, that is going to be okay. Maybe it's already now, but in the next 3 months, that's going to be massive.
There's people like the money saving expert in the UK, Martin Lewis. His stock is going to rise and rise and rise over the next couple of months, and it's like, if you've got a system or a method for like managing finances, absolutely do that. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Profit First from a business perspective, but you can use Profit First from as an individual as well. But if you've no idea what I'm talking about, just do a search for Profit First book on Google and you'll find it. Is it Mike Michalowicz? I think it's the guy who I'm not even going to try and spell the name, but definitely well worth getting hold of that book if finance is of interest. It's a process that I followed for my own businesses for the last 2-3 years now, and it has made such a substantial difference to the available cash flow that we have in our business. What Maurice was just saying about exploding topics, notice Don Miller's site StoryBrand is exploding. Yes, absolutely. And for good reason. It's like Don Miller's, the StoryBrand stuff is like, people are not necessarily looking for just yet another XYZ kind of bland brand kind of thing. It's like, if they want to spend some money on something, they're going to spend it on something that actually has a story.
What's the site that you sent me yesterday? I went, wow, that's expensive. You went, no, it's not.
No, Vollebak. So VOLLEBAK.com. So if you want to type that in, Mark, VOLLEBAK.com. And Vollebak is a how could I describe technical wear, or it's basically their storytelling is off the chain. It is brilliant, and it's men's apparel. So they'll do things like the 100-year hoodie, or they've got a graphene jacket, a jacket made from graphene, or they'll have ceramic t-shirts or ceramic hoodies and things like that, which are utterly, I think they've got a bulletproof or practically bulletproof hoodie that's made from Dyneema, which is in its configuration, it's actually stronger than steel. It's 15 times stronger than steel. So incredible.
You clothing geek.
Well, no, I'm not a clothing geek. I just became a clothing geek by reading Vollebak yesterday. So I was, I lost inspiration for stuff yesterday, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going home. And then somebody pointed me in the direction of Vollebak, and I was just like, holy crap, that's good. So I sat and created a piece of copy that was in the Vollebak style. So I basically created a copy for Lean Greens, but in the Vollebak style. And it was quite a good mental exercise for me to go, well, I've talked about my greens product in this way for such a long time, And it's like, I'm bored of the way I talk about it. Let's talk about it in this way and just use the Volback example of actually how you talk about the product. And I say it was a really interesting exercise for me to go through. And it's I wrote a piece of copy that within about 30 minutes. I was like, wow, that's actually quite good. I might do that as a test. So I have it as a split test, but definitely go watch, go look at Volback. The self-isolation tank hoodie. Some of the natural ways is just said, have a self-isolation tank hoodie. So basically it's got a hood and it's got basically a zip that basically it covers your entire face, but inside you can actually see through. You can see out, but people can't see in. And it is
robbing banks though, isn't it?
Sorry?
That's robbing banks, and banks aren't open, so why would you need it?
I know. Well, I did actually see somebody the other week walking outside of Marks and Spencer's, this lad that had a hoodie on, but he had a full gas mask with a canister on the side and the big goggles and stuff. I was like, holy shit, man. That freaked me out.
Obviously, he kept it from last time he was rioting then.
Yeah, it was that type of town.
I'll tell a story.
Go on.
Shall I tell a story about gas masks? Obviously, people know I was in the army, but before I was in the army, I was traveling around Europe. And at one point, I was in southern France. And southern France have a police force called the CRS. Now, the CRS are evil bastards, right? So when it comes time to close a square down at night at 2 o'clock in the morning when the bar's shut, people tend to sit around and stuff. So what the CRS do is they fire tear gas into the square, right? So everyone gets up and pisses off home, right? So I got about 3 or 4 times that I got tear gassed whilst having a drink. So I joined the army, and part of your army training is they put you in a little room, put in tear gas, and make you take your mask off, right? So you stand in there first with your mask on so you can see that they prove it works. Then they take it off to show you the effect. And within 30 seconds, within now 10 seconds, everyone's out of there. Anyway, 3 minutes later, I'm still sat in there, completely immune to tear gas. it was what? So used to it, because it makes your eyes water,
yeah,
right? And it stings your eyes. But that's pretty much the only thing it does to me. So I don't know what happened now, so don't try tear gassing me. But we might do it live on air one day. Let's tear gas Mark. Completely immune to tear gas, so I've got no need for a gas mask. And if you're doing any riots, I'm your man. Bro, anyway.
No, I'm just reading some of the comments, that's right.
Yeah. So copywriting. I've set aside 90 minutes every day now to go back over some of the courses I've got. Look at it.
So we've got far too much, and that's the problem. Is like over the years.
Ian, was that Pamplon Beach? Because Pamplon, or was that the nudist part of Pamplon Beach? This is another story from that time. I used to sell donuts and cans of Coke and occasionally the illegal beer on the beach. And I noticed that nobody was going down to the nudist part of Pamplon Beach. So I went right, took all my kit off, walked down there, sold out in 10 minutes. There you go. I have always been an entrepreneur.
You also have no shame.
Anders, woo! How you doing, man? You must be the world expert at polishing one piece of furniture now.
Oh dear.
He pretty furloughed himself.
Hot dogs.
Yeah, we're not going there.
Not going there. No. Mark's made a really good point there. To do with the courses that we all have. I've got a hard drive full of the damn things. Mark's got a hard drive full of the things.
A server full of them as well.
Whole server full of blooming courses. Now's the time. It's like, especially if you're sat twiddling your thumbs, wondering what to do. It's like a lot of people are literally just going, well, I can't be arsed working because nobody else is. Now's the time. You're either earning or learning, as my ex business mentor used to say. You're earning or learning. Those are the two things that we should be doing.
That's because he's an antisocial bastard. That's because 18 months ago he moved to Yorkshire.
That's what it is. Yeah.
That's human self-isolation.
It's kind of normal in Yorkshire, isn't it? To self-isolate.
Right. Anyway, anything else?
I think that's enough like random BS for one day. Thank you very much. Thanks for those coming on. If you're not a member of the SMO, there's a free group, which is smofree.com.
Join the foundation. Here we go.
There we go.
Join smo.com/free.
There we go.
You can ask any questions you want. We will answer anything. And you'll find I've been publishing lots of tips and stuff like that. And we've got a marketplace where you've got service, just add it in the service. You might get a customer or two. If you're affected by Amazon, Mark Ramos in there sources stock, so you could probably swap out Amazon with your own stock. And basically, if you go like me and get a bit of a breakdown, you got a bit. Look, just take time off. Okay, I was gonna say just shut yourself away, but that's part of the problem.
Go sit and have a cup of coffee. Oh no, shit, can't do that.
Exactly. No, just like do what you want to do. Chill out for a bit. Study some courses. Read some books.
I think the thing is, like, there's people who are literally going to spend the next like 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever it is, sat doing nothing. And it's like, the fact that so a lot of you guys are actually doing stuff and pushing forward is meaning that you're way ahead of the game when this whole thing kind of clears. So keep on keeping on.
Right. Time to go, guys. I'm going to go and study some more, do some more Facebook ads, work out some shit, write stuff on the wardrobes, stick crayons up my nose, whatever it takes.
I am not posting that. Why did you post that?
Actually, you watched the video from the other day. It was actually really good. Some great music. No, seriously, do a search, because on Vimeo they've got all their old gigs. They normally do Glastonbury and stuff like that. So it's not some weird guy just going, "I'll do a morning rave." They're actually a professional morning rave company.
Right. Anyway, that's enough for today. See you later. Bye.
Yeah. Stay safe, guys. Bye.